Welcome, we are back imaging the sun. Thank you for joining. We are live imaging the sun right now. Coming off an intense aurora borealis, the northern lights. This is why we continue to monitor the sun. Pretty exciting, and as you know, you can join me watching vertical or horizontal right now on YouTube. I've got 2 separate streams live, and you can pick your view, whatever is preferable for you. Feel free to join either way. And the sun is going definitely through tremendous activity. Guys, it's you know, this this sun cycle, solar cycle that we're seeing is pretty much sort of, you could say, unprecedented, which is why it's bringing the northern lights and the aurora borealis everywhere. So, you know, we're hoping for a round 2. That's what is predicted according to NOAA, NOAA, which is the Space Weather Prediction Center. And let's hope this happens again, so we can. That's why I'm monitoring the sun. I'm continuing to do these live streams, and solar activity is pretty intense, guys, and we know this because of the sunspots. So there are so many sunspots. Let me see, on the vertical stream you might not be able to see it fully, but let me move it around for you. There you go. On the vertical stream there's a lot of sun activity, guys. So all those sunspots, you know, the solar cycle right now is causing insane stuff. So that's why we want to keep an eye out on this. And if you're curious as to, some people have been asking me and are asking on the live chat right now, how am I doing live streaming? How am I live streaming my telescope? I use OBS, a software called OBS. So there's a lot of different softwares to use, but that's what I use. So yeah, pretty user friendly to do that, to use it. So, yeah, so thank you for tuning in to this live stream. I see some of you that are on have been here before, and I appreciate everyone's support. Feel free to make a donation, send me a super chat if you're considering this content valuable. Feel free to donate, a link in the description or a link on the pinned message on the chat, on the live chat. And yeah, this just helps my channel keep going, and it helps me to know that you find this content fun and educational and valuable. So I appreciate any super chat that you send me, super thanks, super chat, and donations. So thank you everyone for that. And let me know also what part of the world that you're watching from, because I'm always curious to know where everyone's watching from. It's currently, for those of you just joining, it's about a little after 5 o'clock p.m. here in Southern California and Pacific Daylight Time, and the moon is actually out on the other side, right? We've got the sun on one side, the moon on the other side, one on the east, one on the west. Pretty cool, you know, at this time. We're getting close to full moon view, so if I were to wait a few more hours, I could have done some live streaming of the moon. Perhaps later on tonight I'll do that, or another day. But we've got, I could have also done the daytime moon, but I wanted to focus on the sun because of everything that's been happening with the Aurora Borealis and the Northern Lights. Yeah, we want to continue monitoring this activity. There's a lot of solar activity. If you have a Indiana, thank you for watching. And first time I see my cousin is watching from Venezuela. Thank you, Teto, for tuning in. Yo también hablo español, así que háblenme en el chat en español. Yo soy de Venezuela. So this is pretty cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for joining. So we are live streaming. For those of you just tuning in, we are live streaming the sun right now. And thanks for all of you that are coming back around too, that have been checking out all the live streams of the sun, of deep space, of the moon that I've been doing lately. And if this is your first time joining, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, so if you want to keep seeing these live streams. And I'm looking up some information right now, Space Weather Prediction Center, and seeing what kind of more activity we're expecting from the sun. Like I said, it's expected for another round of the Northern Lights. Very soon, another geomagnetic storm. As a matter of fact, SpaceX was I was saying this in the last live stream, SpaceX was super concerned about it. They were worried that it's gonna knock out their satellites. They said the satellites were holding out pretty well, but you know, this solar cycle that we're going through, these intense cycle that's happening, this geomagnetic storm could cause a lot of disruption in communications, because it did happen in Sweden and South Africa in 2003, where it knocked out power, it knocked out transformers. So there's nothing, like I've said before, there's nothing to be, you know, to panic about or anything like that. But it is interesting that, you know, we're living in these very interesting times where we get to experience, you know, northern lights, you know, unlike ever before. Aurora borealis in the tropics, in the Bahamas, in Miami, in London. In areas of Europe and the EU and the United States, southern US. I've never seen it. It's super exciting. Yeah, so I've heard about I heard about the Dwarf 3, another brand new telescope, and I must say, pretty exciting, guys. And yeah, I would definitely love to have it. Haven't made up my mind yet. I think I need more information on it, and I would love to get it though, for sure. So I am in no way sponsored by any telescope company, you know. So it would be cool if I was. That would definitely support my channel even more, help me to continue doing this even more. But you know, I would, yeah, definitely with the all these smart telescopes, I think more and more of these companies, including the Seestar, ZWO, they're continuing to work on better and better scopes, better and better technology, which is pretty exciting stuff. So let's see what happens with the Dwarf 3. I'd love to get it. And definitely, if I do, I'm gonna definitely, you better believe it, I will live stream it. We can do some comparisons with the Seestar. That would be really fun. That would be really fun. Yeah, I mean, who knows if it's gonna be as good as the Seestar, because, you know, the Seestar has really exceeded expectations for so many people that even have the Dwarf. You know, I'm all about smart telescopes, though. You know, I encourage all of you, if you don't have one, to get one, because it's just brought space down to Earth, so to speak, and made it easier for a lot of us to learn how to navigate the cosmos and to stargaze and see things that we've never seen before. So I definitely encourage everyone to get any smart telescope. The one that I have right now that I'm using is the Seestar S50. There's a link in the description if you're interested in it. You want to check it out. There's some links there for you to get your own. And this is some of the things that you can see, like right now, like we have the sun live. Let me move my sun around a little bit here. Look at those sunspots. This one's got to be the biggest one. This one right here. Huh. Did something just fly across the sun? Did anybody see that? I think I just saw a bird, or I don't know what it was. Plane, bird. I had an insane either bird or eagle or something that I posted a little video on when I was doing the live stream yesterday. I've never seen a bird that huge cross the sun, and I was looking at that last week on one of the replays of my live stream that I didn't catch it in the moment, but I realized till later people were chatting. People were letting me know in the chat that some bird had crossed, an insane giant bird, and I didn't know till when I caught the replay. Yeah, I'm kind of amazed at these sunspots because I know, like, I would say a few weeks ago when I was looking at the sun, it didn't have this many, or sometimes you like don't really see one. You might see one tiny one. So it's pretty cool that it's like that there's so many right now, which is just proof of the intense solar activity that's happening, right? And why it's causing the northern lights and aurora borealis in places that have never seen it before. Yeah. If this is your first time joining, please do consider subscribing, as that lets me know that you find my content valuable and live space views valuable, and you want to keep getting this stuff. Thank you for your support, and thank you for subscribing. Must be late in the UK. Are you watching late out there from London? And what time is it where all of you are watching from? Where are you watching from? And as I was saying earlier too, this stream is actually live, whether vertical or horizontal view. So if you go to the homepage of the Astro Room channel, of this channel, you can pick your view. Either way is live. We've got two different views live. So what I mean by that is that you can see it, you know, horizontal or vertical. So either way, on your computer, on your tablets. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. What are you guys thinking about the new Dwarf 3? If any of you have been, like, you know, I guess looking at those news or keeping in touch with that, are any of you thinking or already have a Dwarf but are still thinking of maybe getting the Dwarf 3, or you don't have any Dwarf telescope and you're perhaps pondering to get a Dwarf? What do you guys think? I know, you know, as astronomy enthusiasts that we are, and really we're all astronomers, all of us that like to look at, you know, use a telescope and look at space. We can never have enough telescopes. That's how it really feels a lot of times. So let me know in the live chat what you guys are thinking, and how many telescopes do you have? You know, for some people even have more than one of the same kind, like of the Seestar, which always blows my mind. I think that's pretty cool. You can be imaging different stuff at the same time. So let me know what you guys think. And if it's the first time that you're looking at the sun through a telescope, also let me know. Like, if this is the first time that you're joining this live stream and it's, you know, and you're looking at the sun right now like this in a way that you've never seen it. Yeah, let me know in the chat. But yeah, I'm curious if anyone is, it looks like somebody is imaging right now in the UK. Brywax, yeah, I see what you're saying there. It's 1 a.m. in the UK and you're actually imaging M81. That's awesome. Yeah, so I'm curious what kind of telescopes, all of you that are watching the live stream, if you have any, let me know what kind of telescopes you have, or if you're thinking of getting a Seestar and that's why you're watching this live stream. So if you're curious about this telescope, check out the link in the description. And hello from LA. We are practically neighbors. I am in Orange County, so we're neighbors. Thank you for joining. And consider subscribing if you haven't already, as I bring you live space, live deep space, live moon through telescope, live sun. We're looking at the sun right now for those of you just joining. We are live looking at the sun through a telescope, as the sun has not set here yet in my location. Yeah, so make sure you are checking out the sun with whatever telescope you have, whether it's a smart telescope or not, because you want to keep pay attention to those sunspots and see if we get any other storm soon. It's going to be pretty cool if we get another round of the Northern Lights. So yeah, so I see some of you saying on the chat there about the Seestar always meets your expectations. And you guys make sure you do your updates on your Seestar. They've been pushing out updates a lot, which is pretty cool. We're still waiting for mosaic mode, but make sure that you are pushing out those updates. And yeah, comparing the Seestar to other telescopes, you know, I have also 8-inch, I have a Celestron and things like that. Of course, I love traditional telescopes, but there's nothing beats the setup of smart telescopes and of the Seestar, because it is so cool to just like set up in 5 minutes and you're good to go. And you're looking at space immediately, deep space. And I think I'm gonna have clear skies as the night continues for a little bit. I'm not sure. I was looking earlier. It looks like we're gonna get some clouds to come in. I've been trying to do a live stream for the past few days, but I've had so many clouds. But we have beautiful clear skies right now, and if I can get clear skies later for the evening, I mean, the moon is very, you know, we're getting closer to the full moon, so might not have the best viewing because of that. But if I have clear skies, I might only have clear skies till like 11 p.m. or so. I'll try to image perhaps Sombrero Galaxy. I did that recently and I forgot to turn on my subframes, you know, for it to save each frame. But I definitely want to do Sombrero Galaxy. Always amazes me. It's it's like in the top 10 for magnitude and, you know, easiest to see. So I recommend, if you have not seen the Sombrero Galaxy through a telescope, you've never done it, please go do it, because it's awesome. And like I was mentioning earlier, if you are watching horizontal, you prefer vertical mode, or the other way around, feel free. I've got 2 live streams ongoing, the same one in different views. And thank you to all of you who consider my channel the go-to channel for the Seestar. I'm seeing the live chat. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me. It helps me to keep doing these streams and keep bringing space down to earth for you. So thank you. I had a viewer say that my channel is like a giant instruction manual for smart telescopes or the Seestar. So that's definitely what I'm trying to do here, is make it a go-to channel for for smart telescopes in general, and in particular the Seestar that we all love. And guys, have you guys been trying to pay attention to Corona Borealis? I just recently posted a video on that. There's a new star, a new nova. It's going to reappear, I should say, a star in the night sky that only happens once in a lifetime, every 80 years. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my video that I recently posted regarding this. But yeah, there's imagine seeing a new star in the sky that you had never seen before, and it's as bright as Polaris. So check out my video if you don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter whether you have a telescope or not. You can see this, right? So you don't need a telescope. You don't even need binoculars. Once this nova explodes, I call it, it's like, not me, but I said it was a hydrogen bomb in space, but that's not me. Actually, astronomers and scientists say it's like a hydrogen bomb in space. The power that this thing has, so, you know, make sure that you are keeping an eye out on that. And I might even try to image that tonight because I'm trying to monitor that as well. There's so many exciting things in the space world happening, in the space community. So definitely keep an eye out on the new star Corona Borealis, TCRB, known as the Blaze Star. I have a video all about it on this channel if you're curious to look to find out where in the night sky it's going to be towards the north. So if you're curious how to see a new star in the night sky that it will be naked eye visible, that's what's going to be awesome. Make sure that you pay attention to that, because it's from any time, any time now, any minute now, it's going to be ready. And astronomers and people with telescopes, scientists all over the world, I'm telling you, they are watching this constantly and monitoring it and looking at it, and it's gonna be awesome once we can all see this. Imagine if you're one of the first ones with your smart telescope, or even if you don't have a telescope, it's okay. You know, imagine if you're one of the first ones to catch it. That's gonna be super cool. And if you do, make sure you run back to this channel and let me know. Let all of us know, whether you message me in the community tab or on any of the videos, or on the Corona Borealis video in particular. Let me know. Let me know if you are planning to image the Corona Borealis, the northern star, the one that we're all waiting for. If you have been imaging it, let me know. Or if you're, you know, if you're trying, because you want to make sure that you're getting familiar with the location of where it's at in the night sky. So once it's visible, you'll know, like, you know, it'll be easy for you to be like, oh yeah, there it is. It's right there. That wasn't there the night before. That was never there before. So once you get an idea of where it is, you know, it'll be easy for you to spot it once it's live and kicking, right? So guys, hit the like button. Thank you. If you're enjoying this stream, if you have fun watching this, make sure you hit the like button. I'm going to try to do a little autofocus on the sun here. Let me check what time my sun is setting. Yeah, maybe I will do a Messier marathon. You're right, next year, and be up all night, maybe live streaming. That, oh man, that would be really fun. I'm checking right now. What time is my sun gonna set? What time is the sun setting today? Looks like I got another 2 hours, but it might be getting in the way of, I have something blocking the wind right now, the wind from the telescope. So looks like there's an area that is blocking the sun a bit. It's kind of getting a little bit out of focus for me a bit. But yeah, I would love to do a Messier marathon. That would be really cool, and if I could live stream that, that would be even funner. Are any of you imaging? Anybody else imaging right now? I've got some people saying that they're imaging. I've got 2 different live chats, guys. I'm trying to pay attention to both. So, some people are saying that they're imaging right now as they're watching. And if anybody's imaging right now, let me know. I'm trying to... I have my team out there. Trying to get my sun back in view because I think I had something blocking. There we go. Yes. Okay, there we go. It's better now. Awesome. Autofocus again. The sun looks great now. Let's autofocus. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I usually have... So, in the location where I live, it can get very windy. And so, I will usually have, like, something near it. Near the Seestar, or right next to it, I should say. Like a container or something really big to kind of block the wind. But all of a sudden, you know, because of... Oh, wait. Let me change the... I like raw mode. I really like raw mode when I'm live streaming. Let me change it to that. Here we go. So yeah, so something I recommend is to put something near the Seestar in the direction of the wind. If you don't have a sturdy enough tripod, like if you haven't changed your tripod to make it more sturdy, I live in an area that we just get winds all the time. If you're in Southern California, you know what I'm talking about. We get some insane winds. So any of that will affect the sun. So I usually try to cover, there's a part of the scope, you know, I'll try to cover wherever the winds are coming from. So it'll stabilize the view of the sun, and, you know, especially when I'm live streaming, right? It won't look so shaky. So, but yeah, for those of you just tuning in, this is the sun. We're looking at the sun live through a telescope, through a smart telescope. And make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button, guys. If you like this is awesome. You're enjoying this stream and you love space and all things space, hit the like button for me and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, so someone told me that their Seestar completely blew away with extreme winds, and that absolutely terrified me. I hope that their scope is okay, but someone told me on one of the comments in my channel, you know, so I honestly think that if you're gonna keep the same little tripod that comes with your Seestar with this particular telescope, I would suggest, what I've noticed works better is when you use a tripod when it's all the way down, like don't extend the legs is what I'm trying to say. Just have it all the way down because it'll provide more stability and support more weight on your telescope. At least that's what I personally think. And when I extend the legs, it kind of, you know, if there's winds and stuff, if you live in a location that has a lot of wind, you know, it'll be unstable. So yeah, I would suggest not to extend the legs. That's worked out better for me for stability of my scope and for it to track the sun and stuff like that. Now, if you have if you use a different tripod with your scope, let me know. Let me know which ones you guys have used or are using, and yeah, and how stable they are. If it's sturdier for you than using the one that comes with the Seestar. The cool thing about the one with the Seestar is because if you're traveling, if you're packing, you know, you can just put it in the case. You don't have to like bring another tripod legs or another tripod separate. So yeah. Also, if you haven't already, I have a video on accessories for the Seestar. And it's a master class. I like to call it a master class on accessories, so check that out too. Oh, speaking of accessories for the Seestar, for this telescope, For those of you just joining up, we're looking at the sun through a telescope called the Seestar S50. If you're curious, there's a link in the description. So speaking of accessories for this telescope and the northern star, the Corona Borealis, the new star that we're waiting for to appear in the night sky soon, make sure, if you want to really, I think it's going to be super cool to get a view of that star with the diffraction spikes. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my masterclass. I have a few videos where I have a live stream where I show how to use the diffraction spikes. I also have it in my masterclass video. But it would be super cool to be able to see that, you know, to get some good shots or good images of it, of the new star, the Corona Borealis, the blaze star, with the diffraction spikes, and that way you can get the classic star pointed look. I think that would be cool. So, you know, if you're curious, like I said, check out my video on accessories. It's going to look pretty neat if you can get a shot of it that way, and get a shot both ways, with the diffraction spikes and without it. And consider using also like a light pollution / dew shield blocker. Of course, the Seestar comes with the dew shield, its own, you know, anti-dew that you can turn on, dew heater. But consider, no matter how dark the location is where you live, I would say, unless you live in a Bortle 2, I would say, or 3. But anything above 4 or so, I think it's still, even if you live in a 4 or 5, you know, getting a dew shield really helps. A light blocker, I talk about it in one of the links, one of the videos on this channel in the masterclass. It really helps block light pollution coming into your telescope from the sides, coming in, you know, to the lens from the side. So I recommend, I always use the light pollution blocker shield every time I'm using the Seestar, even when I am in a dark site. So last weekend I went to Bortle 3 or 4 to a national park, and super amazing. I got some insane, the globular cluster of Hercules. I got some awesome shots out there, and I still had on the dew shield, the light pollution blocker, because it's just, you know, I personally think it enhances your image even more, even better. And I see some of you saying, it looks like someone's saying they've already been looking at Corona Borealis, TCRB, for the first time. That's awesome. So keep in mind that this star is not visible yet to the naked eye, but you might be able to see it. You might be able to you can see it as it's like a +10 magnitude through your scope. Maybe you'll get a little hint of it, maybe. But we're waiting for it to go nova so we can see it with the naked eye. That's going to be the most exciting one. So pretty cool if you're already monitoring Corona Borealis and TCRB, the blaze star, right now. And that way you can compare and contrast, right? You can compare and contrast what you had before to when the nova explodes. And for those of you just joining, we are live streaming the sun right now, live. We are live streaming with the Seestar S50. When I was imaging, I don't know, I know it's not as trending as it was before, but when I was imaging the 12P Pons-Brooks comet, stuff that's really low in the horizon was really hard, at least for me. I tried doing a little live stream of 12P Pons-Brooks of the comet. It was green, you could see it through the Seestar. It was really cool, but because it was so low in the horizon, like I only had, I think, an hour of like viewing time, you know, before like it was just gone for me. Like it was so difficult. I could barely get enough stacked images on it because it's just like stuff low on the horizon. So if you guys are able to, if you guys have any tips on getting space objects low in the horizon, make things easier, let me know. But I couldn't, stuff that's really low, you know, for me, for where I live, it was really hard. Like I have like buildings in the way and stuff like that, and you know, trees, nature. But yeah, has anyone, I've heard that there's people still imaging 12P Pons-Brooks, the comet, which is pretty neat. Oh, I think I just had a bird or something fly again in front of the Seestar. Something flew in front. Oh, you know what? Let me show you guys. Okay, I want to show you guys something. Hello, Johnny joining from Costa Rica. I was in Costa Rica a few years ago. I love Costa Rica. Me encanta Costa Rica. I went a few years ago. I want to show you guys something real quick. So for those of you just joining once again, I just want to say we are live imaging the sun. I want to show you what I got in Insane Dark Skies with my light pollution blocker. Let me get rid of my sun, not get rid of the sun, but let me show you a picture. I thought it was really cool, and if you haven't gotten this yet, a globular, the most famous, I would say, globular cluster, and my favorite. Let me pull it up. So check it out. These are all my pictures. So guys, check this out, okay? I was flipping out because I got M13. It's my favorite. People have other favorites, but one of the coolest globular clusters that you can get, I would say, and I was in very dark skies. That's why I think if I tried it, I want to try it here where I live, but I don't think it's going to look this awesome. I got this insane, let me zoom in. Guys, this was only 13 minutes. Let me see, I have different images. So I was using, the whole time I was in dark skies, guys. I don't live, you know, I was out 3 hours out. I had to drive out almost 3 hours out for dark skies. And I had my light pollution blocker on. Like I said, if you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the link in the description. And I got this insane globular cluster with the telescope, with the Seestar S50. And this is 11 minutes. This is 12 minutes. And this one is 13 minutes. But it was super cool. I actually fell in love with this globular cluster. It's called the Hercules. I fell in love with it when I saw it for the first time with my Celestron, so a traditional telescope, okay? Which we all know that when you try to look at globular clusters with no camera, right? I'm not stacking images or anything like that, just directly through an eyepiece of a regular Celestron 8-inch traditional scope, computerized telescope. I was blown away, and I was at way darker skies. I was at a national park in California. I was at Sequoia, and I was just looking at it through the eyepiece, and just seeing it. Obviously, it's not going to look like this, like what you're seeing on the scope right now. Obviously, right? It's faint, but because it was so dark out there, it still blew my mind what I was seeing. And when you think about what you're seeing, right, it's like 500,000 stars, almost as if they're all together as one. We know they're not all together as one, that's impossible, but because there's so many in this particular region, that's why it looks like that. But it's super cool to see it through a traditional scope, even if it's kind of faint. And remember that when you're looking through a traditional scope with an eyepiece at deep space, and you're not stacking images, guys. I'm not talking about when you have a DSLR camera or ASI camera, I'm not talking about that. But when you're looking at it, remember that you're supposed to, don't look at it directly in the center with your eye. Kind of like look off to the side a little bit, kind of like when you're giving a side eye, look off a little bit to the side, and you're actually able to see it better. But what I want to say, because we're all about smart telescopes now, the smart telescopes are the future. Putting a light pollution blocker or shield even on your smart telescope and being able to see, the Hercules M13 globular cluster, it is so cool. It is super cool. I know you can see it in the city too with your smart telescope, but I think it's not going to come out as awesome as this, or maybe it will. But I tried it here before, and it wasn't as good. But then again, it's been maybe a couple months since I've tried it again, because I had lost all hope when I just could not see it well. I think I had, now it's in a different location after a few months now, so maybe I'll try it again here. But I think this is just such an awesome image. So if you've never seen Hercules M13, the globular cluster through your telescope, go for it no matter what telescope you have. It is super, super cool. So this image was taken last weekend, like I said, and it was just awesome. So let's go back. We have the sun live through the smart telescope. Oh, give me a sec, guys. Might have lost my tracking of the sun. See if I can get my sun back. We are truly live. Anything can happen when we're live. Normally I'm able to show other stuff while I am imaging, or while I'm showing the sun. I don't know why right now I completely lost it. It is what it is. Oh, I wonder if I have clouds in the way. Could be. Yeah, if you ever try to look at the sun when there's like too many clouds, sometimes it makes it really difficult for it to look for. Oh, actually, you know what? Hi, Atlas. Maybe it's... Yeah, that's why, guys. I didn't have it in there. You see that? Go to again. Oh, this is my little trick to see the sun, guys, like quick with your Seestar. I've been having to explain this over and over again. Whoops, I accidentally went to stargazing. But, this is my trick. If you're having problems looking at the sun through your scope, through your Seestar. Let me cancel this. I accidentally went to stargazing mode. So this is my trick. Let's hope it works while I'm doing this live, okay? you're first going to go to your sky atlas. A lot of people, for some reason, have a lot of trouble doing this, getting their sun in the scope. Go to your sky atlas, under objects, search the sun, click on center, right? When you search the sun, click on go to at the bottom. After you click on go, oh, I have a different view of the Seestar. Maybe you can't see it that well. You see it, you can see it now. Okay. I don't have a good view of the app there. Okay, so I'm not gonna mess with it too much, but once you're in Sky Atlas, search for the sun, click on go to. Once the blue rectangle is lining up, right? Your telescope is slewing, the lens is slewing to the sun. Once it's kind of lined up, you're gonna minimize, you're gonna click on solar, and you're gonna click on again installed and go to at the bottom of your, let me click on it, or you're gonna press it. And I would say most of the time, this is what helps me to quickly get the sun in view, and I don't have to sit there for a long time, right? So the only way is if it's super cloudy, then I'm not able to get the sun in view, a good view of the sun. So yeah, the only way, so I'm wondering if it's getting cloudy, because I'm supposed to get some clouds to come in perhaps, but I thought it wasn't until later in the evening. But if it's too cloudy, it just cannot sometimes find it. It has a really hard time. Oh, let me move this around. Let me go check, guys. I wonder if when I moved, or when my team was moving the thing that was blocking from the wind. I'm trying to take off my mic right now so I can go outside. Okay, I'll be back. Stay with me, guys. I'm gonna go try to find the sun again. I think I've got something in the way, literally. Hold on. Guys, I'm back. Oh my god, thank you for staying. I got the moon instead, so the sun was in the way. Hold on 1 second. So the sun is setting, so the moon is out, so I'm getting the moon instead. I actually have it up already. Let me hook up my tablet. The daytime moon, because it's barely, what, 6 o'clock? Oh, yes. Yes, we got... This is the moon live at... I'm like screaming in my own house. It is 6 p.m. My neighbors can probably hear me. 6 p.m. Okay, guys. I need to close my door. My door is still open. Okay. I got to show you guys a trick with your Seestar. If you're having a hard time finding the moon during the daytime with your telescope, I'm going to show you. It's this exact same thing I was doing with the sun. So the sun is gone. No more. Unfortunately, everyone is seeing a thumbnail that says the sun is live. They're going to come in and be like, why is the moon there? But we've got the moon now. The sun is setting. I'm going to close my door outside. 1 second. I have a cool thing to show you guys because I just tested it right now because it's so hard to find the daytime moon with the Seestar. It's hard like looking for the sun. For some reason, it's easier to find the nighttime moon, the regular moon at night, but the daytime moon is hard. Oh my god, I can't wait to show you guys. Give me 1 second. Stay with me, okay? I just got to close my door. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, let me know in the chat. Do you guys ever have a problem looking for the moon? I'm going to put on my mic again. Looking for the moon during the daytime with the Seestar. A lot of people say that all the time. Like it's almost just as hard as trying to get the sun. Or harder, actually. Okay, get my mic back on. This is so cool. We have the moon live. If you're just joining, hit subscribe if this is your first time. If you like deep space streams. We've got the moon live on a telescope, and it looks like this because it's still daytime, guys. Let me prove it to you. Can you see behind my curtains here? You see how the sun is out? Can you guys see that? The sun is out. Okay, but the moon, the sun is setting on the west, right? And the moon is on the east. How cool is that? Okay, let me close this. I won't get too much light here in the way. Okay. So this is what I want to say about finding the moon during the daytime. If you were here a few seconds ago, few minutes ago, all you have to do is do the exact same thing that I have to explain to people over and over again when they're trying to look for the sun. Okay? I shouldn't lose my moon. I'm going to minimize. This is awesome, guys. So I'm going to minimize the moon right now because I want to show you guys, if you have this telescope, what you need to do. And let me get my mouse in there. Can you guys see that? Let me see. Okay, so you know where it says your sky atlas at the bottom, right? You've got your sky atlas all the way at the bottom. You're going to click on your sky atlas and you're going to search objects. Obviously, you're going to put in moon. You're going to center it. Once it shows you this screen again, that is trying, you know, once the blue telescope, the blue outline, that's your telescope slewing to the moon. Once you get that, like right when it's getting into the center, you're gonna minimize it and you're gonna go to lunar. Okay, can I click on it there? I want to show you guys with the mouse, but you know what I'm talking about. You're gonna click on lunar. Okay, right there. You're going to click on that, and you're going to click on Go to Moon. Now it's probably going to try to look for it again, even though it was just there. There it is. And you're going to get it quick. You're going to get it quick. I'm telling you, so do that with the sun, with your Seestar, and do that with your moon, no matter what time of day it is. But that's what I recommend. Let me get the moon more centered. The moon during the daytime. This is awesome. This is what I recommend for you to do a quick setup of getting your sun or moon in your Seestar. That's my 3 tricks. I've actually written this in other videos of people asking me in the description. One of my live streams, people have been asking me or telling me like they have a hard time. What do they do? So do that. Okay, those 3 steps. So like I said, you're gonna go to your Sky Atlas, write this down, take a note of it, or you can find it in one of my live streams. Someone commented and asked me and I threw it on there step by step. So no, the moon is not blue because the solar filter is attached. The solar filter is here with me now. I'm not looking at the sun anymore. It's blue because it's it's in the daytime. So that's just the sky is blue in the background because it's still daytime here. So anyway, look for the moon or the sun that way. Okay, the 3 steps. I'm like super excited right now letting you guys know because I've had so many questions about this. And it works even with the moon. So you go to your Sky Atlas, click on your Sky Atlas. Under the search object, you're going to search for moon. You're going to click on center. When your scope starts slewing, the blue rectangle starts slewing to the moon, and you already know it's there, right? Through your Sky Atlas, you know it's getting right in there in the center. You minimize your Sky Atlas, and then on the home page of your Seestar app, you press moon, right? You press moon, and then the little pop-up comes up and it says go to. Don't go to the one that says observing, skip and observe or something like that. No, just click on go to. And then it'll find it really quick, guys. Make sure that your Seestar is leveled. Your telescope is leveled to 0.2, 0.3. You know, even this is what I do all the time. I always check the leveling once I've gone to an object because it'll go off level especially if you're doing a huge change of objects, like one from the east all over to the west or something like that, west to east. And I tell you that right now because I had it on the sun. And it's like I said, the sun was on the west and it was all the way down, right? My Seestar lens. And when I tried to slew it right now to the moon, it was like, and I checked the leveling, completely off. Like it was like, some people might say it doesn't mean anything, like it was like at 0.7, 0.8. But to me, that's pretty significant because I think it's gonna lose tracking very easily. I personally think that. So adjust it again, just adjust your leveling again and redo your find the moon thing, okay? Or just make sure it's on 0.2, 0.3. The cool thing is that now you can manually move your lens up and down after we got the Seestar update from a month ago or 2 months ago, where you can actually on your homepage, you can manually move your lens. Very helpful. I always do that as soon as I start imaging. Or before I start imaging, as soon as I set up my scope, I will already move my manual lens. I'll start moving it and slewing it up to check my leveling to make sure it's at 0.2 or 0.3. I think something just flew in front of the moon. But I always make sure my leveling is on 0.2 or 0.3 in order to make it easier once I'm going to go to a certain object. So I'll move my lens up as much as I can of my Seestar, right, manually with the up and down arrows, right? I'll move it all the way up and then I'll adjust the leveling and then I'll pick my target. And once it finds a target, I still, like I said, go in and adjust your leveling because you'd be surprised it could go off by a bit. It could go off by a bit. This is the first time I am live streaming the moon during the day, and I've been wanting to do this for a while, so this is pretty awesome. If you're loving this, hit me with a like. And if you're just now joining this live stream of the moon, subscribe if this is your first time joining me, or if you've come back. I've been my analytics of YouTube tells me that like over 75% of my viewers are not even subscribed, 70 to 80%, which is a lot of people that keep coming back and they've never subscribed. They just keep coming back to my videos and looking for me. You know, they're searching Astro Room, but they're not subscribed. You're subscribed, it's easier because you can turn on notifications. You'll know when I go live. You'll know when I'm, you know, putting on new videos, when I have my new videos on YouTube. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, guys. Helps me to continue bringing you this content. We've got the moon live right now through a telescope, the daytime moon. That's why it's not dark through the Seestar right now. It's light, bright out there. The sun is out while the moon is up. And I'm wondering if I should mess a little bit with the brightness and... Wow, this is pretty cool, guys. So I've never live streamed the moon during the daytime, so I'm so excited to bring this to you and bring you tips and tricks all the time of how to, you know, easily use your telescope, because that's the point why we got a smart telescope, is we want this to be like, it's already user friendly, but it can be frustrating when, you know, you have to go through still these steps and setup. That's why we got a smart telescope, to make it easier for us. So if you're struggling, sometimes you guys have questions. I answer a lot of questions for people in the description. People ask me random stuff about their Seestar. Feel free to ask me, and I'll do my best to help you. I won't say I'm the best troubleshooter for the Seestar. I'm not in any way sponsored by the Seestar, guys. This is just me on my own bringing you this stuff. I am not sponsored by any company at all in any videos you've seen up until this point. So, you know, but the whole point of this channel is to be a user-friendly instructional manual for your Seestar, you know. So, okay, what I was saying is I want to try to see, we're looking at the moon live. First of all, everyone's thinking they're coming into a live view of the sun, because if you were here with me earlier, you're just joining me. I was looking at the sun, but the sun is gone. So I'm changing my title real quick just to say moon. So when people come in, they're like, "What? Where's the sun? Why am I looking at the moon?" Okay, live moon. But I want to try to play with the settings right now. And with the Seestar. And we are live, by the way, on horizontal and vertical mode. This is the moon live. I had the sun earlier, but the sun is setting, so we have the moon now. And guys, hit me up with the super chat if you're enjoying this. Thank you. Super chat in any amount. We've got more and more viewers coming on as it's 6 p.m. California time. And this is the moon live. I want to play around with, let me see if I can let me lift up my tablet. Actually, I can show you guys how I have this set up, okay? A little behind the scenes. This is my tablet right next to me. So, can you guys see that? And as you see, I have the cord because it's hooked up directly to my computer. If I unhook that, then you guys can't see it. So I do a straight wired connection from my tablet that has my Seestar app right straight to my computer. A lot of you guys ask me all the time, how are you getting your Seestar on YouTube and stuff like that? I just, you know, on your computer. But anyway, getting to the point here, what I want to do is, this is so cool to see the moon during the day. I want to check the settings. Can I bring it out a little bit more, or is this just the way it's going to be because it's... Oh, that's too dark. Aha. How does this look, guys? Wow. The moon never gets old. The moon never gets old. It's, I love looking at it. A little bit brighter now on the screen. There we go. Hit me with the like if you're enjoying this, guys. We've got the moon live. I'm gonna zoom in. If you're looking at it through the vertical stream, it's pretty cool. I have 2 live streams ongoing at the same time, vertical and horizontal. Thank you for joining. We're live streaming the moon through a smart telescope. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. What do you guys think? Has it been hard for you to find the moon through your telescope? I'm gonna zoom in. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yes. It might be a little bit too bright. Oh, they have a manual one too. I forgot that the update did a manual. Has a manual brightness scale now, gain and stuff like that. Manual, let's see. Whoa. Keep it at this. Truly is amazing, the moon pictures that... Actually, I'm gonna take a picture of this right now. I don't want to lose it. The daytime moon, yes. Yeah, it is really awesome. The pictures of the moon that the Seestar can get, it always blows my mind. Zoom in a little bit more here with the moon. It's so cool to be able to... I kind of like wish I had 2 Seestars now, because how cool would it be to have the sun streaming on one, or even on another scope, right? I could have my other scope out and have the sun streaming on one and then the moon at the same time. How cool would that be? That would be so cool. But yes, we've got the daytime moon live through a telescope. For those of you just joining, looks like we've got people coming on all of a sudden. This is the moon live through a telescope. This is real. This is not a picture downloaded from the internet. As you can see, this is real. You can actually tell that this is, look at that, the atmosphere. The haze right there, kind of, the turbulence, right? The atmosphere, it's atmospheric turbulence. You can see that very clearly. And how cool is that? The moon is right now in its phase on becoming a full moon. Let's see how much percentage of illumination it is. I'm looking it up as I speak with y'all. You got 84% illumination of the moon right now, waxing gibbous. Waxing gibbous because it's getting fuller and fuller, right? Beautiful, beautiful daytime moon here. Make sure you subscribe, guys. A lot of new people joining right now. This is the moon live through a telescope. Hit the like button if you find this content valuable. Let me know if any of you are imaging right now with your Seestar. Oh, everyone, you know there was a new update that came out with the Seestar. Another new update. If you're curious about the other one that came out not too long ago, I have a video all about it with all the details. But there's a new update that just came out, like, what is it, 2 days ago or so? And my understanding is there is better tracking of the center of the moon. I want to look at it right now. I already did my update. So one of them increased, I'm looking at it right now on my phone, guys. Can you see that? So increased sun and moon tracking range. Pretty cool. I guess we're testing that right now today because I was just looking at the sun too. Pretty cool. I'm thinking that could help with just keeping it in center, right? Because we have a tracking button there. Let me point to it. Yeah, this will center your object. This will help tracking. I always have that on. Make sure you have that on all the time. And my favorite is to have my raw mode. If you're watching this on horizontal, I think you can't see it on the vertical stream right now, but the horizontal view, I love when I'm looking at it, I will have, whether it's the center of the moon, I will always make sure to have these buttons on, right? When it's green, it's on. Actually, can you guys see that? Give me a sec here. So there we go. So make sure you have, this is what centers. For those of you new with your Seestar, right, this will center your moon. The moon is live through the telescope right now for any of you joining. So this will center it, this will track it. If it's green, it's on. If it's white or grayish, that means it's not on. So I always have this on. RAW will only come on when it's on video mode. If it's on photo mode, it's not going to come out. But you can track, always keep your tracking. So this new update apparently will enhance, or I guess have a better, better tracking enhancement, I would say, of your moon or your sun, according to what it says, right? So I guess you could say we're testing it right now live. We're testing this. And yeah, and you know what I think that update is really for? So many people, as I was mentioning earlier, have a hard time finding the moon through their telescope. And perhaps, you know, ZWO, the maker of the Seestar, are trying to fix some of those bugs. And, you know, hopefully with this, it's going to be easier to find the moon through the telescope. As you saw, it didn't take me too long to find the moon, right? I went from the sun to the moon in just a few minutes. I would say less than 5 minutes. And like I said, there's always that little trick that you can do to get your sun and your moon quickly through your scope. How awesome is that? Let's zoom in. Yeah, but I think the new update is really for that, because Oh man, this is awesome. A lot of people have so much trouble trying to get the sun or the moon in their scope. And guys, you don't even like, you don't have to have your, you know, the setting on your app that will say like horizon calibration and all that. I skip that. I don't even do that with anything. Not even if I'm going to a new location. I go to, you know, I travel far out to dark skies to get stuff with my Seestar, and I just use the coordinates. I look up the coordinates in advance because if I know I'm gonna have no signal, no Wi-Fi, obviously no signal out there, I'll just obviously get on the Seestar has its own built-in Wi-Fi, right? So make sure you know your coordinates of the location where you're at if you're going somewhere where you're not going to be on your Wi-Fi, your home Wi-Fi. And I don't even have to use the horizon calibration because it's just not necessary. It's really just not necessary. I think. I noticed that if I have that on, it just takes longer to set up or longer to get your image in view. And I feel like it complicates the setup process for me. It just complicates everything. So I always have that setting off. Horizon calibration, the calibration thing, off. All the time. I have nothing against it if you're using it. It's all good, but I think it just makes my life harder with the Seestar. So, yeah. I don't think it's necessary. As long as your leveling is good. I always say have your leveling, your adjust level button, right? You go into your adjust level. As long as you have it on 0.2, 0.3, you should be fine. No need to compass calibration, horizon, you know, all that stuff. Like I don't. I used to do all of that when I first got my Seestar and I didn't know how on earth to use it. And I would like do the thing that it says, flip it around, you're not this, you're not finding this and that. The calibration dance, as someone else called it. No, I dug through all the settings, through the manual, FAQs online. I just like, no, there's got to be a different way. And just really need playing around with, you know, on my own, with all the settings. I figured out the easiest way to get your moon or your sun immediately on your Seestar. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. It should even be like 2-3 minutes at most from startup to go. Like it's quick. But yes, check it out, guys. The daytime moon, for those of you just joining, we've got the daytime moon on the Seestar through telescope. Well, we had an excellent live stream. I might come back on later tonight because it's still early here. As you can see, the daytime moon. And I might come back on. I'm not 100% sure yet, but you might see me back on later. But it is Sunday, still here on this side of the world. It's already Monday for some of you. Thank you for joining this live stream. Live stream of the moon. Make sure, yes, you are looking out for the blaze star, Corona Borealis. Get your before and after shots. It's visible as at a +10 magnitude, if I'm not mistaken, but you can barely see it, if at all, through your telescope. But if you're looking at it right now, take your screenshots of it, take your shots of it so you can compare and contrast, right? Compare it to what it was before it went nova, before it exploded.